Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new series covering all of your scenario needs. We're going to have, to start with at the very least, 6 series, mini-series if you will, covering how to defeat all of these scenarios on Deity Difficulty. And we're going to start with what is undoubtedly the most difficult scenario to beat on Deity. And in fact, we're going to attempt to get the achievement for having the highest score possible while playing on Deity, which, by the way, has been noted by the lead developer of Civilization 6 as the hardest achievement that he has ever put into a game. So it's very difficult. We've got what I think are the strats that, not foolproof, but I think if you follow these, you should be in pretty good shape. So let's check it out. Let's just explain real quickly what this is. So you need 200 points by the end of the game in order to get the achievement while playing on Deity. And it's very simple. You get a smacking 5 points for every city that you have. You start with one city, and there's 28 additional cities to still be taken on the map, and you need to do so in 37 turns. But if you do the quick math, that only puts you to 29 cities, and that puts you 55 points short of 200. So you need to actually found 11 new cities of your own. You start with one settler. You're going to need to get 10 more settlers in those 37 turns, found those 10 new cities, and get to 40 total cities by the end of turn 37, having taken all the cities over. It sounds so daunting and so difficult, it's insane. But we're going to give it a shot. One thing of note, there are 7 cities which give you some free units. We will not be attempting to get every single last one of these. We will try to get some of them, but not every last single one of them. There is an achievement to have all of the unique units that you see here at the end of a turn, having taken over a city. But we're not going to go for that one because there is a situation when you get further down here where I don't think it's worth sending Alexander all the way over here when the action is this way. I think it costs you too much. Maybe it's possible to do it and get all the achievements all at once, but I think it's too important to keep them moving this way to waste all that time coming over here and then back. So, here we go. What I'm going to do is, real quick, I've actually marked off ahead of time the 11 places where I'm planning to put new cities. Keeping in mind that the cities you take over are going to be bad. They're not going to work well. All you're really going to do is do the military district projects, which will get us a little bit of gold, and our gold will start to go, and then we'll be able to buy units with that gold. But the new cities you put down will actually be pretty good, and so you're going to want to get some new cities, some good new cities down as quickly as you can to help start producing units, and so on. So these are a couple really nice spots for cities. We're going to put cities there quickly. There's also a spot back here. We're going to try and get a city in as well. There's a spot in here which will be pretty good, have some good growth, and then it'll get some nice, really good tiles up in there. There's a spot here, a couple spots in the mountains. They won't have fresh water, but they will have productivity that might spit us out a couple units in the late game, who knows. And then just down through here, there's some spots to put cities as well as we move along. The big key here will be just getting the cities, getting them built, and getting the settlers forward in time, traveling along the roads, so that you can get them settled by the end. It will be possible to just plop them down anywhere at the end. If we can't get the cities, all the settlers, all the way out here at the end, they don't have to go here. It's going to be about timing. You can plop down the settler anywhere that's not within 3 tiles of another city. So you could just, plop one down. There's all kinds of space down here. You could just plop the cities down just for the sake of plopping them down. So that's not particularly important. So, without further ado, let me just check chat here. You guys are just talking about food, I see. there's anything that I need to hear in there, just at me, because I don't. There's just a big long conversation about food and wonderfulness. All right, so as you move along, the basic strategy is push forward. Okay, there's a very big key in this game where you've got to keep your units moving forward and pushing as far along as you can. Oftentimes skipping past units and getting your units past other units and even other cities, so the second wave can come in behind and not get in the way. Quick, fast-paced movement all the way across the map is key. Is essential. So you'll see that as we move along. But as you move along, there will be different ways you can, min-max the combat, and you can, we'll talk about that later. The big key here, though, is the very early movements. The big key is the first few turns of movement. And as you'll see, if you move all of your units in the proper manner, you can have both of these cities by the end of turn 2. And be moving on to take this city the following turn. And then moving through here and settling 2 cities very quickly. In addition, we will be leaving this city for a little while because it has a wonder and everybody gets fully healed when you take that city. We're actually going to leave that city behind to take a little bit later as part of the strategy. You'll see that as well. Okay, sure. Chat's teasing me because I'm making videos for YouTube and I'm not necessarily paying attention to every last word they see. Chef's Table. You know what? I've seen that actually, Ladmarks. On Netflix? Yeah, I've seen a couple of those. That's pretty good. You have to check that out. I agree with that. You got to check that out. Okay, so here we go. In order to take this city, we're going to use 3 units in addition to Alexander the Great. What we're going to do is we're going to have this archer, sorry, not this archer, this Hippospist move to this location right here. And we're going to have this Heteroi move to this position right here. And Alexander the Great, whatever you do, do not step Alexander the Great into one of these 2 tiles, because as soon as you do, he won't be able to move forward anymore. Not that it will be essential for this turn, but the following turn you're going to want to have movement. So we're going to, first thing we'll do is we'll hit with this archer right here and damage this, and then we will be able to, you can see 56-24 on this. We're going to take out that in a one shot, and then this Heteroi you want to move to this location right here and hit the city. But before you do that, you have to make sure you move Alexander forward. You can move, it doesn't really matter, you can move him to here and that's fine. That's as far as you really need to move. And you're going to get a real big hit. You can see that difference that makes, plus 15 with the Great General. So you're going to get a hit on the city. Okay? Boom, just like that. Now it's important you put him here and not here, and you'll see why later. It's extremely important that you put, you move the Heteroi to this tile and not that tile. And you'll see that on the next turn. Now, as far as movement over here is concerned, we're going to want to move this Heteroi here, and this Hippospist here, and the archer is going to shoot at this. Now you can't move, you can't attack there yet. You can attack here if you want, but you don't necessarily have to. What I would prefer that you do is take your promotion. And you might be thinking, well, not save the promotion for healing later. And the reason for that is you're wasting XP on a unit that doesn't, like, you're not going to get bonus for XP later if you haven't taken your promotion. And the sooner you get those units to a +4 promotions where they have 2 hits in their turn, the better you're off you are later in the game. This settler, we're just going to go ahead and move him as far forward as we can. We can get rid of all this stuff over here like that. In the capital, 100%, we're going settler is the first thing we want to do. And everything's done. Now everything's in good shape. Everyone's in good position. And we can go ahead and hit next turn. That's the end of turn 1. And we'll go on to do turn 2. We do take 1 hit over there. And of course, we take a hit over here. But that's okay. Because on this turn, we are going to take these cities. Are you ready? Here is the big key, and the biggest reason why you needed to move this unit over here. If this unit had been standing here, this guy would have been able to hit and stay in this location. And what would have happened is this archer would not have been able to shoot him because he would have been standing here. And that means that this Hippospist would not have been able to step onto this empty tile after the archer kills him. Kill that guy, and this guy moves into here, and now you're good. Now, before you do anything, you want to make sure that you move Alexander the Great to either one of these spots, because you have to have Alexander the Great standing next to Athens in order to acquire the 2 hoplites for Brand for Spank and Free. Now, 55-33 and 53-33. So we'll go ahead and hit with the Hippospist first. Get a crushing blow, and then on this one right here, boom. Perfect news. We've just taken over a city with the Oracle, a wonder, and therefore this unit is now fully healed. Didn't have to worry about that hit at all. Now, we've taken that, and we've acquired a couple of hoplites, which are not the strongest units in the world, but they'll help us a little bit in flanking and taking out some other units later on, so that's no problem. Now, over here, we need to move into position to take this city as well. Move the Heteroi to the left. Move your Hippospist forward 1 tile, and also move your archer forward 1 tile. The archer will take a hit on Sparta. Then you can just take a quick look. 41-11 and 36-11. So you're going to want to take your first hit with the Hippospist. Big blow there. And then finally, the decisive blow with the Heteroi. And again, you can see they barely took any damage. It was a dominating defeat. Just absolutely crushed them. So there you go. Turn 2, two cities down. No problem at all. We can clear that off. We're going to keep cities. We'll keep all the cities. Even though Athens is actually good. Most of the cities that you take over are actually terrible. But Athens actually ends up being pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and repair the granary and the encampment in this city. Over here, we're actually not going to bother repairing the granary because these cities here, basically the Persian cities, as far as color goes, when you take them over, they will not grow again. They will have 0 growth the rest of the game. So there's no point in having a granary. So wasting a turn on that, no point. What we will do for the entire game is encampment training, which will provide gold every turn. It says you'll get great general points once finished, but you actually don't. And the reason why is because the only way you can earn great general points in this particular scenario is by killing units with either of your 2 special units. Fair enough? Fair enough. All right. This guy can't move forward anymore. We'll move the settler forward to here just so that he's as far forward as possible at all times. And there you go. There's the end of turn 2, and we're good to go. Next turn. The horsemen have moved into position. Okay, so those first 2 turns are extremely detailed and doing the exact precise movements in order to get those cities. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to take this city. Now, these units aren't always necessarily going to be in the exact same positions. These ones typically are. This one isn't always. But we're going to want to move forward and get in a position to take this and then continue to move on. Because the reason... So chat's asked a question. Very good question. Why not settle here? Well, first of all, we couldn't settle here because we don't own that tile yet. The second reason is this city is actually not going to be very good. When you put a city here on this fresh water over in here, even once you acquire these tiles and that, the city doesn't end up being very good. I mean, we're going to settle that spot eventually, but our first 2 settlers, this one here and this one here, are going to settle on these 2 spots because they're much better. And they're also more forward in order to get the units into play much more quickly. Because they're going to spit out heteroids every 3 or 4 turns for us. Whereas this city will not be nearly as strong. So we're going to skip that one now, backfill it later to answer that question. It's a good question. So there you go. No, it's terrible. There's no production. It's a terrible city. I mean, you could do one here if you wanted to, but then you can't put one here and grab the horses and stuff. It is, you could, that's a good point. You could put a city here on the fresh water, and you would acquire these ones. And then I guess you could give that city up. Because, yeah, you could do that. The only thing is that you would give up, the reason why I was doing that is to acquire the horses. Like this. This city would grab these horses. If I were to put a city here, you would grab these tiles there, absolutely. Not to mention the wines and stuff. So you'll grow, and that'd be actually a pretty good city. Not gonna lie. But then you would, I'll go, I guess, now that I think about it, this horse would actually go to here. You would just lose, wait. You could actually grab that horse from this city as well. That actually is a better spot for that city. That actually is a better spot for that city. You could go there and do both, actually. You could go one further left. Could you do that one still? One, yeah, you could go there. Jeez, generating fresh strats right in the middle of the video. You could actually do it that way. And still, yeah. So this tile would still go to this one instead, and then this city would be able to grab all these strong tiles here as well as those. That's actually not that bad an idea. That actually works. So, now that we've started the city, we're going to move Alexander around to the front here. And now I'm actually thinking we might actually want to settle that city now, because it's actually that's actually going to be a good city. The reason I was skipping this city is that it's actually, well, you can't do it now, but also because it doesn't end up being that good a city compared to these. But I would actually say this is actually a really solid city to settle. And actually, you could have settled that last turn, as it turns out. And I'll have to wait the next turn. So that's actually a bit of a mistake. I could have actually settled the city right there last turn. The only thing is that these, like, you'll have these 2 tiles which are solid. You could even steal that one, I suppose. It'll be a pretty good city. It's just that I'm not sure if it'll acquire these tiles. Without these tiles, it's not actually going to be that great, but it's not bad. So, and I read your comment. I don't know what you're talking about, Kinsho. You can't move Alexander back to the city by turn 2. If that's what you're asking about. We already discussed that. You have to move him on turn 3. But I'm not sure if that's what you were referring to or not, bud. So, as far as movement is concerned, we're going to want to move him around as fast as possible. And him, because those are the most important units. So always move them first and then fill in the spaces. You can go to there. You can go to there. You can go to there. Yeah, we've already gone over all of that, Spades. While you were reading that, I already started that. Did that whole thing. Feel welcome to go back and watch if you want. Okay. Time to focus. Let's attack there. And let's attack there. And let's attack there. Get that promotion. You can't move anymore. And you just skip. And that should be the end of that turn. So we're going to go right back to another settler, by the way. And in here, we'll repair the encampment and go to next turn. Okay. This guy has a promotion. I'm going to have him step to here and take that promotion. I'm going to have this guy step to here, out of the way, and take his promotion. I'm going to have this guy step to here. Oh, he has a promotion as well. So he'll take his promotion as well then. I was going to have him attack. These two units further back actually don't have the bonus movement from the general. But this guy does, and he has a very powerful attack against this horse. Just like that. And this settler can now move to here. And they actually do acquire those further tiles. That's fantastic. These guys, I'm going to have them work on a settler as well. And this out here, we're going to build an encampment. Oh, wait, no, before we do anything, sorry, we have to actually do this. Grab all of the tiles. As long as we're not taking it... Wait. As long as we're not taking it from the capital. Yeah, the capital's got plenty of tiles. Yeah. Swap that. Not that it matters, but we're going to swap all these as well. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Now, this city can build an encampment wherever it wants. And we'll think we're going to build her. Actually, we're going to want to build it as close to the road as possible. So we'll build it here so that it can get on the road and take off, because the road gives a lot of bonus movement. We can actually build it here right on the road. That actually is better. Build it right on the road and take off. Let's do that. And then it will be able to... those units will take off right out of the road. That's perfect. Okay. Boom, like that. This guy has a promotion as well. I'm going to have this guy hit him. Finish that off. This guy's going to move forward to... actually, no. This general will move to there. And this guy will move to here. That way, he's in range of the general. We want as many units in range of the general as possible. But at the end of the turn, so the following turn they get the bonus. Hey, what's up, Bellis? And then this guy can take his promotion in that location there and move forward as far as possible, getting into position for these two cities here. Hit the gas! Hit the gas! There! That's the end of that turn. Now, on this turn, we are going to want to move into position to take this city right now. So, this unit here can move to here, so you can take a shot. You gonna go like that. This guy actually has a promotion, but we need it in order to take this city this turn, so he's gonna have to go like that. And then the general will move up. To here. These units are too far back to have an impact on this particular run. Go like that, and do like that. So, we're going to want to take this out. Wait. Yeah, sorry. Attack there. Attack there. And the city's ours. And of course, like I said, you keep all cities. Chilling, thought you'd pop in. Well, thanks for popping in. Always a pleasure to see you. Again, do not repair the granary, but we do want an encampment. Now, this city wants an encampment specifically. By the way, I have to move. Wait, can this guy move into the city now? No, he can't. I think I did that different the last time I tried that. Because I'm not going to get the bonus movement now. Shoot. Last time I had him standing there, and I don't know what I did differently with the Alexander the Great. That's okay. But like I said, the encampment, we're going to build the encampment, but keep in mind, we're not going to want to waste any of these good tiles out here that are going to belong to these two cities, or for that matter, these tiles. We can actually just put the encampment right here, out of the way of any place that will be trying to take tiles to be more productive, because this city will not be productive ever. So all this city's ever going to do is just get an encampment built and then run those projects to make us gold. That's all we're going to do. And we'll go ahead and hit next turn. So now we start to get into the position where it's a lot more about just killing units and moving forward as fast as possible. It's not about, you know, necessarily exact positioning of stuff and that, like, and micromanaging a movement. It's just about getting things done. Now this city here is, oh, what the heck, that tile somehow got locked. That sucks. Oh well. This city is 6 turns on a heteroi right now. Yeah, we're gonna need to get the population up in this city, really. Yeah. I'm actually going to do that. Again, this is just a strategy thing. We don't necessarily... You don't have to... This is 3 extra gold as well per turn, which is nice. We're going to work the 3 and then the 3 there. I like this in order to get the population up quickly. And then we'll... Once we get a pop 3... You know, you can start to work more of these good tiles. There's 3 really good tiles to work, so you want to be able to work all 3 of them, right? So, the faster you get to that, the better, I think. That's fine. Again, we're going to go right back to the settler in this city. Moving right low. Moving these units up into place. Another thing you can do is we're going to need a battering ram for this city eventually. That's it, because we need battering rams moving forward as well. Later on, we can buy a battering ram for this city here, and for this city there. The strategy for this city, and then as well as moving down this way and having a whole other unit, that's something we'll have to develop on the move. We'll have to figure that out a little bit. But as for right now, we want to kill this guy as best as possible. So we're going to move this archer forward and take the big hit there. And... That is not exactly the way I wanted to do that. I wanted to take this city this turn. That's okay. We'll get into position, take it next turn. Frustrated. Yeah. That's going to be annoying. We're going to have to figure that out. But you know what we're going to do? I'm going to wrap this episode up, and then we'll start on this one the next turn and start to find our positioning. I was really hoping to take Taurus this turn. Or Tarsus. Or Tarsus. Tarsus, maybe. Folks, join me for the next episode as we attempt this daunting feat. We'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.